everybody, could you use some good news? Well, let's start right here. Last week, NASA announced that its Kepler mission has discovered over 700 new planets. That's 715 new planets to be exact, orbiting 305 stars, meaning many of these planets are members of multi-planet systems not unlike our own solar system. 4 of them are less than 2.5 times the size of Earth and orbiting in the habitable zones of their stars. These new discoveries bring the total number of confirmed extrasolar planets to 1,690, according to NASA's Exoplanet archive. The Kepler mission alone accounts for 57% of all extrasolar planets ever found. Next up, researchers at the University of Miami have observed live, real-time protein interactions in the brain of an animal for the first time. The observations were made of the brain of a fruit fly embryo. Researchers identified 2 proteins they suspected of interacting, called CDC42 and WASP, tagged them with identifying fluorescent dyes, and observed them using an instrument called a fluorescence lifetime imaging microscope, or FLIM. When the 2 proteins came within several nanometers of each other, they interacted through a phenomenon called a Forster resonance energy transfer, or FRET. The 2 proteins studied were chosen in part because they exist in the human brain as well as the fruit fly brain. Now that their interaction has been observed, the leader of the research project says the ultimate goal is a survey of all protein interactions within the brain, a neurological equivalent of the Human Genome Project. Finally, a new survey finds that millennials are more accepting of gays and less tolerant of anti-gay attitudes than people in previous generations. That in and of itself isn't really news. The most interesting and encouraging news in this new survey, published by the Public Religion Research Institute, is how those pro-gay attitudes are being acted upon relative to religion. American millennials, defined in the survey as people age 18 to 33, are rejecting religious homophobia in record numbers. 70% of millennials surveyed responded that religious groups are alienating young adults by being too judgmental on gay and lesbian issues, 12% higher than Americans as a whole. And that's not all. Of millennials who were raised in a particular religion but now consider themselves religiously unaffiliated, nearly 1/3, 31%, cite negative teachings or treatment of gay people as either a somewhat important or very important factor in their decision to leave their church. NASA announces the discovery of over 700 new planets. Researchers image live, real-time brain function for the first time, and young Americans are abandoning anti-gay churches in droves. That's the good news.
Yes, it is, isn't it? That is good news, yes. See, you're all done. Yeah.